Hi there, welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'll be taking us through how to use the general quadratic formula to solve any type of quadratic equation. Please, if you haven't done so already, kindly subscribe to my channel below and remember to like and share this video. A quadratic equation is usually in the form ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0. And an example of such an equation is 5x squared plus 13x minus 6 equal to 0. Now, if you observe carefully, you will notice that the highest power of x in this equation is 2. Now, that is what makes it a quadratic equation. The highest power of x in a quadratic equation must be 2. And the coefficient of x squared can never be 0. The moment it becomes 0, it is no longer a quadratic equation. Also, a quadratic equation can be solved not only by the general quadratic formula, but it can also be solved by factorization. You can also use the method of completing the square to solve a quadratic equation, or you can solve it graphically. But for the purpose of this video, we are just going to focus on using the general quadratic formula. Now let's see how to use this formula. A quadratic equation will usually give us two real solutions, except in a case of equal roots where you have the same answer twice, or an imaginary root where we may just conclude that the equation has no solution. We need to understand that the objective is to use the almighty general quadratic formula to obtain two real solutions. Now, to begin, from whatever the equation given, we need to know how to obtain our A, our B, and then our C. From our given sample equation, we can clearly see that our A is 5, our B is 13, and our C is minus 6. Please note that it is very important to arrange our given equation in descending power of x. What I mean by this is that since the highest power of x in a given quadratic equation should be 2, then we arrange it such that x squared comes first, followed by x, and then the constant term, like in our given sample equation here. Now, another way to clearly see your A, B, and C is to compare the given equation with the general equation. So, when you put the given equation side by side with the standard quadratic equation arranged in descending order of power, like you have it here, you clearly see what the value of your A is and what the value of your B and C are. Now, we can go ahead and solve our quadratic equation using the general quadratic formula. Now, we have our values, we have our formula. Let's go ahead and then substitute these values and get our real solutions. So without wasting much time, we just go ahead and substitute these given values. We know that our A is 5, so everywhere we see A inside of this formula, we just go ahead and substitute 5. And everywhere we see B, we go ahead and substitute 13 for it. And everywhere we see C, we go ahead and substitute minus 6 for it. Okay, this is going to give us x equal what we have here. Notice that I have carefully substituted for each value of A, B, and C, replacing them respectively with 5, 13, and minus 6. Then we go ahead and simplify our values. This will give us what we have here. Now, we shouldn't have any problem simplifying this, but the real deal is in this next part. This part, we have, after simplifying the square root of 289, our x is now equal to minus 13 plus or minus 17 all over 10. Notice that I have plus or minus in between negative 13 and 17. There is need at this juncture to separate this sign into two so that we can clearly have our plus and then our minus. So in doing so, x will give us 4 over 10 or minus 30 over 10. This will in turn give us x equals to 0.4 or x equal to minus 3. Now, this is how to solve a quadratic equation using the general quadratic formula, and you can see how relatively simple the whole process is. Now, if you find this video very useful and helpful, kindly like, share, and remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you very much.